Hi, welcome to my first video, and today I'm going to be explaining why I believe Kamala Harris will win the 2024 presidential election using polls, and I'll be uh, doing my own prediction map in this video of what I think the map will look like come November 5th, 2024 election day. Like I said, I believe Kamala Harris is the winner. So what you're looking at right now? These these are the polls as of right now, according to 538. They have Kamala Harris at 319, Trump to 219. Uh, Now this, I don't think I agree with this, which I'll explain later. So what they have Harris winning Pennsylvania, they have Harris winning North Carolina, they have Harris winning Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, right? All states that Harris and Trump need to win the election. And the interesting thing that I think about this is not where the map was a couple months ago. If we go all the way back to late late July. So this was about 4 days after President Joe Biden dropped out of the race, ended his campaign, and Kamala Harris took over the next day. She became the nominee uh, sometime in like late August when the convention was going on. But look what the map was. This was almost where Harris was now. This was a Trump win. Trump was leading Nevada in the polls. He was leading Arizona. He was leading Georgia. He was leading North Carolina. He was leading Pennsylvania. He was leading Michigan. And he was leading Wisconsin. All polls where Donald Trump needed to be on election day for him to win and for him to be once again become the president of the United States. But look how much of it changes when we get towards now. It slowly, as the campaign goes by, even this was during Rick Ayers during the convention when she officially became the nominee with that, and it's just a big change in Kamala Harris's favor, and of course to George it's close, uh, just how it was in 2020. If we look at these are the results 2020. Biden won Pennsylvania by a point. He won Michigan by 2 points. He won Wisconsin by over half of a point. He won Georgia by only 0.2. He won Arizona by 0.3, and he won Nevada by 2 points. And these are all states that Trump won in 2016. Right? He won Georgia by 5 points. He won Pennsylvania by 0.7 points. He won Michigan by 0.2 points. He won Michigan by 0.7, and he won Arizona by 3 points. And he did lose Nevada to Hillary Clinton, but still, he won all these states in 2016. And then in 2020, he lost all of them to Joe Biden. He lost re-election to Joe Biden. He lost all the states that he needed to win, and Joe Biden was elected president. So now, here we are. We are here once again, and Donald Trump is once again the Republican nominee for the third time. The first time to happen since Richard Nixon. And so this election, right, isn't really clear. It's not like it's not like it's not 2008. That's the farthest I can go. It's not 2008. This really seems like a 2000. So with that in mind, I will now go to our prediction map, and I'll be putting down the states. So first, I want to do the safe states. So Trump will win Nevada, or geez, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. Let's see, Utah. He'll win. Oh, sorry there. Yep. More. All these states you see, because they've always been favorable to the Republicans. I don't really think there's any chance that Donald Trump could lose these or can come close. So, anyways, let's go to the states that are safe for the Democrats and Harris will win. So, Washington, Oregon, California, Colorado. Let's see here, Illinois, New York, all these states. Uh, there's some, they think Vermont's gonna be close. I don't think Vermont's gonna be close. Okay, so now we get down to. Oh wait, I almost forgot Hawaii. So now we get down to, the states that Could be a little, competitive. Oh, here, let me get these. So we got so I don't. Iowa's never really been like it's not like an Alabama state, It's always gone red. So Iowa's kind of like, oh, sorry, that's for the Harris Waltz one. Uh, so I don't think it will be like a landslide victory in Iowa for Trump, but he'll certainly win it, just not by a margin. Minnesota, I don't think will be that close, but it's definitely around here. Where I think Harris will win it, especially because Tim Walz is on the ticket as well as the U.S. presidential candidate for the Democrats, and so he'll win. They'll win Minnesota, but it's not going to be by a landslide victory. And so Ohio too. Now Ohio is going to be interesting because they have J.D. Vance on the Republican ticket for the vice presidential candidate, and I don't think Ohio will be a landslide victory, as we saw with when Joe Biden was running. Here, where is it? 2020, right? 2020. So we had, where was it? Ohio. Trump won Ohio against Biden by 8 points. Now I know there was a poll. There was a poll that came out just recently that had Trump up in Iowa poll by 4 points. Some people saw that as like really bad for Trump. However, I'd argue that same poll 4 years ago against Biden, it was tied. It was tied, and uh, Trump won Ohio by 8 points anyway. So I don't really think Ohio's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be by the same margins, maybe 7, 8, 9. Somewhere around there. I don't really think Kamala Harris has a chance in Ohio, so it's gonna be around the same parts there. New Mexico. Oh, sorry, New Mexico. I keep forgetting to do that. New Mexico. Another good spot for Democrats. It's gonna be like that. Let's see. Oh my goodness, how could I forget South Carolina? Safe for Trump, safe for the Republicans. Um, so yeah, so now we're getting down to so Texas. Texas, another interesting one. Always it's been Republican for a long time, but it's been competitive. We saw them in the 2018 Senate race with Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke. Uh, and then in 2020, Donald Trump won Texas, but only by 5 points. So now we're looking at Texas, and there's also a Senate race this year. Ted Cruz is running for re-election. It's been 6 years since his last re-election run, so he's up for re-election again. And it looks like the race is getting close. However, I still think Ted Cruz will win it, but it could be by a close margin. We don't know. So Texas is gonna go like that. Right? It won't be safe. It won't be a Trump landslide in Texas, but I do believe it will be. Uh, it'll be pretty close. It'll be pretty close. And so now we're getting down to Virginia. Virginia's another interesting one because uh, Tim Kaine. Tim Kaine is running for re-election. Very popular Democrat governor, and so if Kamala Harris can rely on Tim Kaine to push him forward, I still think Kamala Harris will obviously win Virginia, and I don't think, like I said, it won't be a landslide, victory for Virginia. Her best chance for Virginia are 8 to 9 points, just like Trump in Ohio. Uh, and here, Florida. Florida's another interesting one. You have a new Democrat chairwoman, Nikki Fried, who ran in the primary for the Democrat governor against Ron DeSantis. She lost the primary to Charles Crist, and then Charles Crist lost the general election by over 19 points to Ron DeSantis. So now she is the chairwoman of the Florida Democrat Party. She has nominated Democratic candidates for the House in every single district, and she is trying her best to make it competitive for the Republicans in Florida. And she's also trying to help Kamala Harris win Florida. Now, will Kamala Harris win Florida? I don't think so. It won't happen. If Florida turns blue again, which the last time it did was in 2012 when Obama ran for re-election against Mitt Romney, I don't think it'll be turning blue anytime soon. Certainly not this year. Maybe 8 years down the road. We don't know. We'll have to see. But as of right now, I think Florida will be a little lean because Donald Trump has really turned Florida red, and so has Governor Ron DeSantis, especially with the COVID mandates. When President Joe Biden was trying to really get all the mandates, across the country, and Ron DeSantis was being defiant, a lot of people who didn't want the mandates in their schools and with their kids, they went to Florida. So now there's a lot of Republicans in Florida, and they are really crushing the Democrats down there. And the Democrats are struggling just like they do in Alabama. just like they do in Mississippi, just like they do in South Carolina. And so now we get to the other ones. Other ones are interesting. So if we look back at 2020, if we look back at 2020, we're getting down to the swing states. Of course, we're getting down to Georgia. We're getting down to Pennsylvania. We're getting down to Michigan. We're getting down to Wisconsin. We're getting down to Arizona. Let me just pull up the polls. So here's what the polls say. Like I showed you, Harris 319. Harris leading Pennsylvania by a point. Michigan, Wisconsin, all by good margins by Harris, but not good enough for them to say, oh yeah, we think Harris is clearly going to win Wisconsin, Michigan, because who knows? In 2 or 3 weeks, Trump could be winning these states. Trump could be leading Georgia. Look at this. Now Harris has a small lead in Georgia. It used to be in Trump's favor not that long ago, as we can see right here. Literally only like a week, almost a week ago, Trump was leading Georgia by 0.8%, and now it has flipped in Harris's favor. It is in Harris's favor. It just shows you how much can happen in just a couple of weeks. So, uh, we go to here, and oh, hold on. So, I also Maine. Maine's another interesting one. I don't think Maine will be, much, you know. So, anyways, we get down. We're down to the swing states. We're down to the swing states, and how these will go interesting. So, Arizona. I think Arizona is going to go for Trump, but it's going to be incredibly close. It is going to be incredibly close. Let's see. Now, there's Nevada. Nevada, very interesting one. Democrats have always squeaked out really small margins of wins. They've gone incredibly lucky. We saw that in 2020. We saw that in 2022. And there is a Democrat Nevada senator up for re-election in 2024. She's doing great in the polls. She's leading most of them, and it looks like she'll probably win re-election. So, if that happens, I think she will uh, cruise, push Kamala Harris towards the finish line, and that will help Kamala Harris win Nevada, the state of Nevada. Now we have Michigan, or Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia now. So, Michigan. I believe Wisconsin will be closer than Michigan. Why? Because Michigan has gone Democrat before. The last time I read was 2016 when Donald Trump flipped it against Hillary Clinton. And so I think Michigan will be close, but not as close as Wisconsin. And so now we have North Carolina. Now, some Democrats say, oh, I think North Carolina is going to blue. The Democrats seem set to once again win the governor race. There's an abortion ballot. However, North Carolina has been a state that has gone for the Republicans. Democrats barely get it out. There's all these reasons why Democrats could win North Carolina, but I don't see it happening. I don't think it will happen, and I think Trump will once again win North Carolina. Uh, but by a small by it will be close. It will be close. It will be very close. So now we get down to the last two very important states: Pennsylvania and Georgia. Now, like I said, 2020, Georgia surprisingly went to Joe Biden, and Pennsylvania went to Joe Biden, which people figured it would happen, especially because Joe Biden was from Pennsylvania. They knew him, they voted for him, they elected him president. So I believe Harris will win Pennsylvania, especially if President Biden starts campaigning down there. But it will be very close, as will Wisconsin will be, and that will put Harris over the line to become the first woman president of the United States. And Georgia. I think Trump will win Georgia by incredibly close. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, but I think Trump wins Georgia. And I think this is what the map looks like. Trump flips Georgia and Arizona, and Harris keeps Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Nevada. And the race is 274 to 260. This is not what the polls show, but this is what I think will happen. Of course, my predictions could always change over time, but this is what I think the map will look like. This is what I think will happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, as it really helps out with the channel. And follow me on Twitter to get early channel updates and some other stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.